Well, I have my news up here at Adesawe in Kanda. This is News 360. I am Alfred Okansi.
And I am Portia Gabo. Coming up, the headlines.
News 360 Headlines is brought to you by Deluxe Acrylic Paint, Heaven Insecticide Spray and Coil,
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste,
and Apart Foods.
My Life Insurance.
Tonight, Ghana Health Service scales up vaccination centers to avert the expiration of 300,000 doses of the country's COVID-19 vaccine stock by the end of December.
And also tonight, educationists urge sector ministry to address concerns which come up after national standardized tests.
Commercial drivers in Accra say they expect a further reduction in fuel prices since the 15% reduction following a directive from the presidency is negligible.
Coming up in business news tonight, Tema Oil Refinery fault electricity company of going against existing payment agreement and over its debts and disconnecting their power supply.
And on international front, a Saudi man suspected of involvement in the murder of journalist JAMAL Khashoggi arrested in France. We're live on 2-3 Ghana on Facebook, DSTV channel 279, and all across the world on 3news.com. If you haven't downloaded the 3 News app as well, just go onto your Google Play Store on the App Store and do so now. But the minority is saying that it is vehemently opposed to the 2022 budget, despite the concessions and modifications made by the Finance Minister. Our parliamentary correspondent Komla Kloche is in Parliament. He joins me live on Zoom now. Komla, what's the biggest takeaway from today's proceedings as you've been observing so far?
Well, it's been a reaction to, well, if I can call it, the biggest shift from what appears to be a deadlock of the sort between the minority and the government side, hearing the majority side. At least yesterday, the finance minister at that press briefing, it indicates that they had written to the Speaker of Parliament on the modifications or the concessions that the minority was demanding in that 5 points that they had asked the Minister of Finance to input into the budget. The minority today demanded for the evidence of it. It was laid and then it was read out to them as demanded by Haruna Idris. Mind you, he had gone ahead to state a position which they later came back to state that had not shifted from their total rejection of the budget because of the e-levy that was inclusive in it. But then when it was read out to him, this was his reaction to the concessions or the modifications as officially before the House now.
See, it's important that you make that point about that reaction to the e-transactions levy following what the finance minister said yesterday. But there's been a lot of controversy about the actions of the first deputy speaker with respect to this particular development there. But let's take a look at what the minority has been talking about with respect to their stance on the budget.
Speaker, we are guided by the public good, and we think that monies recoverable from the Auditor General report can as well compensate for the imposition of an e-levy. So, Mr. Speaker, we on this side, we are unable to support government in its quest to impose an e-levy at 1.75% on Momo and associated transactions, including remittances and bank transactions. Therefore, we stand opposed, and at every level that e-levy is introduced, we will stand united to oppose it because it will inflict hardships on the core poor of the Ghanaian people. We are of the view that the whole essence of democracy is not to shut the door, but to open it up for continuous engagement. Mr. Speaker, having said this, I would want to assure our colleagues on the other side that we may be emotional at times, we may disagree and be at each other's throats at times, but in the final analysis, we are ready to work together for the sake of Mother Ghana.
Well, so that's that's Alexander Penyomarkin there, as you indicated there. But there had been a lot of controversy about the actions of the First Deputy Speaker, Komla Jose, last week. Tell us, what was his demeanor today and the position on issues that were discussed on the floor of Parliament?
Well, I can tell you that the position that he holds, according to him, has not shifted or he's not moved away from it. In fact, when the votes and the proceedings of the House was being corrected today, which is a normal practice of the House, he sought to get to the table office or the clerks to correct that part of the votes and the proceedings that indicated that on the 1st of December, he, Jose Wusu, the first Deputy Speaker of Parliament, attempted to rule, but because of an uproar, he was unable to rule. In fact, he stated a point very clearly that yes, indeed, he had ruled, but then his position was challenged by the minority leader, Haruna Idrisu, and this ensued between them.
As the Honorable Authority Mensah made reference to the Constitution and standing orders, these have been recognized in the votes and proceedings. What is good for the goose must be good for the gander. I want this because, Mr. Speaker, you are yourself a lawyer. Authoritatively, parliamentary debates have become a guide to interpretation beyond the British ruling in paper and hand. And therefore, we know that reference to the Constitution and reference to our standing order must at all times be respected. So I have a difficulty with the directive that you are giving the table, because as far as we are concerned, I moved the motion. The motion was seconded by the Honorable Mama Yarga. When the debate, as recorded, the debate concluded.
Whether the minority leader thinks that I was not entitled to rule is another matter. But what I'm saying here is that I ruled.
Let me serve you notice, Mr. Speaker, that under Order 93.5, I will file a motion to question your conduct as Speaker or as member for Bekwai, wherever it's appropriate, because this directive you are given does not, and we ourselves will call the recording for scrutiny, and we'll look at it closely, because as far as we know, Mr. Speaker, you are tempted to rule, and there was an uproar, and there was a suspension, and subsequently an adjournment. That is all we know. So, Mr. Speaker, I intend to invoke Order 93.5 that I'll serve you, I'll submit your conduct, because you cannot operate with these standing orders at your whims and caprices. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Well, that's Haruna Idrisu there. So, Komla, there's no indication that consensus is going to be reached anytime soon between these two sides.
No, absolutely not. And in that attempt, whilst when the issue of consensus was even raised by the deputy majority leader, Alexander Penyomarkin, he had a reaction from the minority that indicated that they were not ready for consensus because of the happenings. But I can tell you on authority that yes, indeed, the minority has filed that substantive motion, a copy of it we have secured now. That is before the Speaker of the House, and per the rules of the House, this must mature for at least 48 hours. So this is what there is motion, that this Honorable House sets aside the purported ruling of the first Deputy Speaker Mr. Joseph Osei-Wusu, MP, delivered on Wednesday, 1st December 2021, against the motion moved by the Honorable Minority Leader, Mr. Haruna Idrisu, and seconded by the Honorable Member for Boku Central, Mr. Mahama Ayariga, as captured on page 9 of the votes and proceedings of Wednesday, 1st December 2020, on grounds that it contravenes the rules, conventions, and practices of the House and was captured by bias. Respectfully submitted, Haruna Idrisu, Minority Leader, on the 7th of December. This clearly shows the divisions are just or are such that the minority does not intend to lift things or lift things and then just move on, even though the majority side appears to be a bit magnanimous in extending some olive branch. The minority feels that they have been the first deputy speaker has been biased towards them, and they are challenging the ruling of him.
Of that. Komla, I appreciate it, as always. Komla Kloche is a parliamentary correspondent. He's still in Parliament, making sure that we bring you up to speed with all the development there. Stay with us in our subsequent bulletins. But a Shaman Member of Parliament, Ernest Nogbe, is demanding a retraction and an apology from the Deputy Majority Leader, Alexander Afenyomarkin, over some comments made against him. Now, the Afutu Member of Parliament, on a news program, described Ernest Nogbe as a hatchet man nominated by the minority to do, quote, execute nonsense on their behalf. In a statement, the Ashaman MP said the comments of Afenyomarkin were irresponsible, vile, and calculated to cause ill will and disaffection to his person and office. He is therefore demanding a retraction of the comments and an apology.
Away from Parliament, 300,000 doses of the country's COVID-19 vaccine stock will expire by the end of December. Director of Public Health at the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Franklin Isiedubekwe, tells TV3 the service is scaling up rotational outreach points to the unvaccinated.
Now, we have vaccinators across the country. We are using our traditional immunization program, vaccinators, plus added trained other personnel. We have infrastructure, cold-chain equipment across the regions, across the country. We can now store whatever ultra-low temperature vaccine we get. The typical Ghanaian attitude of you're waiting till last minute. And if you're not careful, some of these vaccines can expire.
These concerns by the minister was re-echoed by the Director of Public Health at the Ghana Health Service.
So the first thing is make sure we clear all of these vaccines that will expire in December. We're going to actually scale up our activities. Let me say that I would say it's much more profound in some regions than maybe Greater Accra. There's an element of fatigue setting in. That's how come we are creating more teams. So what we've done is that all our health centers or health facilities are actually being used. But then we are doing a kind of like rotational outreach sites.
According to Dr. Isiedubekwe, the outbreak of the new Omicron variant has made it necessary to increase numbers at vaccination centers. He is, however, unable to ascertain whether there is the community spread of the new variant.
Our protocol is picking people at the airport, but there could still be people who are incubating, who are negative, who can enter the community. So for us, we can assume that we have Omicron. Normally, if you have a new variant, which is very virulent and easily transmissible, you can see that there will be surge in cases. So I would say that it's early days yet. But that's why we are saying that this is the best time for us to vaccinate. So that if you Omicron enter the community, it will reduce the effect of it.
Drivers in Accra say the 15 pesos fuel reduction by GOA following a directive from the presidency is inadequate. President Akufo-Addo directed the State Oil Marketing Company to reduce its prices by 15 pesos following Monday's sit-down strike by commercial drivers and transport operators who are demanding the scrapping of some taxes in the price build-up on fuel. My colleague Judith Awachitando reports.
Following Behind industrial action by commercial drivers on Monday, government ordered that GOIL reduces its fuel prices. Well, I'm here at the GOIL filling station at Nima roundabout, and indeed, fuel prices have reduced to 6 cedis 70 pesos. But motorists here tell me that the reduction is insufficient.
The government can do better. We expect it to come down. That is what we are expecting. This one will not even take us to anywhere. But we will play with the government. He's doing his best, but his best should be enough for us. He should at least bring it down small.
At first it was 5 pesos, but now they've done something more about it. But it's still not enough. So it's either they will increase the price of the fuel so that we'll be okay. That one there. But yes, so they have to reduce it.
When the world market crude oil goes up, definitely you have to know that the fuel price will go up. But I think there are a lot of taxes on it, which the government has to look at it. Because any government will come, will just tell you do something about the fuel price, but definitely you will realize that it's going up.
Unlike the situation at the GOIL filling station, fuel prices here at the Shell filling station still remain at 6 cedis 85 pesos per litre. Motorists are not happy about the situation.
They should reduce the prices or increase the fares. I bought fuel worth 130 cedis. It's already finished and now I am buying 30 cedis.
Me affecting me because my machine is 220 capacity.
It really affects me because my motorbike consumes a lot of fuel.
Fuel prices at the total filling station are, however, now 6 cedis 80 pesos per litre. Judith Awotretando, TV3 News.
Meanwhile, leadership of the Ghana Private and Road Transport Union say although the reduction in fuel prices is a step in the right direction, a further reduction would relieve them from losses.
They were able to assure us that effective from today, even GOIL will start with the reduction, of which the chief of staff was bold enough to tell us that yes, effective from today, we will start experiencing a reduction of 6.700 instead of the 6.850, of which we agreed, and lo and behold, this morning we have experienced that. We were told it will be a gradual process. The reduction will be coming in trenches. So this morning that we have experienced the first reduction. After all, we never fought for our commercial drivers alone. We fought for every Ghanaian or anybody who is in the country and buys fuel. Yes, this is what we did. We are happy. We have at least achieved something out of our struggle. We are hoping and praying that, as promised by government machinery, the reduction will continue. We've started with 15 pesos today. If within 2 weeks or 1 month another follows, we'll be very happy, because we're told it will be a gradual process. So we'll wait and see. Now everybody in the country, the whole world, have seen what drivers in Ghana can do. So I don't think they will jeopardize with whatever decision we've taken.
Some educationists have urged the Education Ministry and Ghana Education Service to address concerns which will come up after the National Standardized Test. They argue that if the assessment is not taken seriously, it could also defeat the purpose of the program and will not help improve teaching and learning outcomes in schools.
The standardized test program, according to the Education Minister, is designed to generate requisite data for any needful intervention in the sector. But Executive Director of Africa Education Watch, Kofi Asare, says the policy will be meaningless if policymakers do not pay attention to the assessment report.
If we are not honest about it, then we will undertake the exercise and it will be another activity and nothing will happen. So for me, the most important thing about the NST is the commitment of authorities to make use of the reports of the assessment so that in subsequent ones we will be seeing improvements in teaching and learning.
He says already schools have no textbooks since the new curriculum was rolled out 2 years ago.
We understand the conditions that teachers have been teaching in the past 2 years since the rollout of the curriculum. And to the extent that this NST is key, it's integral to the success of the new curriculum. The fact that textbooks are still not available, and teachers have been teaching with this new curriculum for 2 years without textbooks, obviously means that learning will be impacted negatively.
For Executive Director of the Institute for Education Studies, Peter Pate Ante, the exam is coming rather too late and blames it on poor planning.
One of the principles of assessment is that you would have to plan and plan well so that those who are going to be involved in the assessment are given prior notice, they are prepared, and all kinds of information are available to them before they write the exams. And if you have 6 months from June to November, when it was initially planned that we write this, we were thinking that was enough time to do the planning. Fortunately, we got to November and they couldn't implement it. Technically, schools are supposed to go down this week. For us, it is quite worrying because we felt that such a program needed to be taught through well.
He lamented extending the academic calendar by 7 more days distorts a lot of things.
These are distortions and these are challenges and inconveniences that we are causing teachers, parents, and even the kids, simply because the ministry refused or could not plan 6 months when they first announced for this program. If we are going to do this haphazardly, we are just going to do anything to represent anything, we are just going to take the bus because you have said that we will have to write an answer this year, then we are not going to get the data we need so much to be able to make the kind of policy prescriptions that we need for our basic education. So for some of us, we are thinking that it would serve the ministry well if they decide to push this to next academic year, in January, have a lot of time to plan, do a lot of sensitization and all that, so that they will be able to conduct this flawlessly. So what we would want to say is that if they decide to do this on 17th, they should make sure that it is an incident-free activity. Because when things go wrong, we will talk about it and we will hold them responsible.
In more news tonight, second runners-up in this year's National Science and Maths Quiz Competition, KETSA Senior High Technical School has called on TV3 to express appreciation for the publicity and support.
Of the mammalian respiratory system, that's the actual exchange of, yes, KETSA Senior High, the alveoli. That is correct.
Francis Kalamini was given an opportunity to join the National Science and Maths Quiz winning team on a trip to Dubai. She, however, turned down the request if her 2 colleagues were not included in the trip. Her appeal was taken up by TV3, whose efforts have brought on a number of sponsors of the trip.
So much grateful to TV3 for giving us the opportunity to use their platform to appeal to the general public to seek for support for my 2 colleagues, Bright and James.
James and Jude tell us how this opportunity will be of benefit to them.
This opportunity will really expose me to different kind of people. It will help me to relate to different kind of people in the world, because Dubai is like an international place where different people are. So it really exposed me.
To Core Construction Limited, who came to our aid, and then pray that may their company grow by leaps and bounds.
The coordinator, Isaac Boateng, notes that the initiative would encourage more students to aspire to perform better in school.
It's a bold one. Francisca's position has led to the 2 now being included. They're going to Dubai.
That's a real leader. We wish them all the best.
Fantastic. We'll be back shortly after this quick break with some more news in the world of business, right?
With you.
We'll be back. Please stay with us.
Like we don't have money to go to any proper hospital, so we were not able to detect it. So, Auntie, please help me. I don't want to die. I beg you.
Everyone deserves to have access to healthcare services urgently required. But due to financial hardship, many are unable to pay, holding on until a philanthropist intervenes.
My parents they are forcing to get some money, but still they haven't get nothing yet.
Making the answer, this all your mamma 200 million. Me need 200 million, me bamu yejuma.
The increase in people resorting to GoFundMe, the media, and total strangers has a lot to say about the country's healthcare system. Some have died while waiting for money to pay their medical bills.
Some disease or diagnosis simply is a death sentence because if you squeeze them, nothing comes out.
Portia Gabo in Wealth for Health explores how hundreds of people, especially the poor, are scraping through life without funds but seeking healthcare. Wealth for Health showing this Tuesday at 9:30 p.m. only on TV3. On The Assignment, live on TV3, on 3news.com and TV3 Ghana on all social media platforms.
Documentary premieres tonight at 9:30. In more news tonight, 3 teacher unions have dismissed assertions that the salary of their members have been deducted for the procurement of laptops to be distributed by the Ghana Education Service. Addressing a joint news conference in Accra, leadership of NAT, NAGWET and the Coalition of Concerned Teachers rather asked government to scrap the 18% interest on the occupational scheme from which the money is to be deducted.
The leadership of the unions recalled the use of the Ghana Education Service Occupational Pension Scheme to pre-finance the procurement of the laptops. The teachers are expected to pay 549 cedis at an 18% interest rate due to the use of pension scheme to pre-finance the project. But the president of NAT, Philip Alassane, has asked government to absorb the 18% interest rate.
And recognizing the pressures of the Ghanaian teacher, leadership is asking the government through the Ministry of Education to absorb the interest charges on the 30% that are accrued from the GSOP's pre-financing. We again demand from the GES to ensure that by the close of Friday, 31st December 2021, all teachers deducted monies for the laptops would be supplied the said laptops.
Currently, leadership of the teacher unions have come under severe criticism for allowing the deduction of salaries of teachers to pay for the laptops. But the president of NAGRAT, Eric Angel Kabono, rejected those claims.
There is noise going around that teachers' salaries have been deducted. No teacher's salary is being touched. The professional development allowance has a specific purpose to aid the teacher in his or her professional development. And that was what was negotiated.
Angel Kabonu said about 200 laptops have so far been distributed.
As we speak, laptop distribution is going on. The interesting thing that contradicts the noise and the hula baloo is all institutions and teachers who have had the opportunity of getting their laptops, we have not had that negative reaction from them.
We're going to stay the steam on this one in our subsequent bulletins. But away from that, to the Ashanti region, as coffin makers at Asafo in Kumasi have called the bluff of the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly after they were served an eviction notice. The aggrieved craftsmen say the local authority must find them an alternative place before they move. They've been speaking with our Ashanti regional correspondent, Benjamin Edu.
Some developer has come to remove us from this place so that he can build stores. And it worries us because we are more than 1,000 over here. As we see us here, the average age is about 22. So you can imagine the youth that we are building here. And these people are all craftsmen. If you scatter us from this place, what are we going to do? Even if you could provide an alternative.
Obesi stores na asiye no
What they are saying, man, I say, oh, Ghana says these stores.
We were told they were coming to build stores here, so they wanted to relocate us. What they told us was too good to be true.
Still, that's business news coming up right after this quick break.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kelkit Toothpaste. Wow. I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kelkits, happy smile.
I'm going to interview Zuzum right here in my house. Hey!
Look up there. Why are you using inferior pen?
It was a mistake. I no check.
Acrobat 2. I'm going to knock you out.
I know, sir.
You deserve quality.
Don't make mistakes. Stop.
You did the right thing.
When you are going to buy a paint, don't look left, don't look right. Go straight and grab the luxury acrylic paint. No be any paint, be paint.
The luxury acrylic paint.
Paint me champion.
We were totally crushed when our child was diagnosed with cancer.
We knew we just couldn't afford the treatment. And then you came to our rescue through the CAMEROON antiseptic liquid because we care initiative.
Join us again to fight childhood cancer. All you have to do is to buy CAMEROON antiseptic liquid, and we will use 10 pesos to support the Because We Care initiative to help a child with cancer. Give 10 pesos, give hope. This advert is FDA approved.
Ten of you are going to Spain with your partners to enjoy a VIP La Liga experience,
including a stay at a plush hotel, boat cruises, city tours, and more.
Just buy any sachet of Gino, Pomo, or Gino Pepper and Onion, or Gino Max. Look for a code inside the sachet or tray. Dial the short code to *161* in a code hash and start accumulating points.
The more your points,
the bigger your win. Take it to Barcelona, Spain.
Flat screen TV sets,
PS5,
washing machines,
La Liga original jerseys,
footballs and caps,
smart mobile phones, and free call credits can also be won bi-weekly.
Accumulate more points
to win more prizes.
Spain promotion.
This advert is FDA approved.
Get DJ with it. Get DJ with it. On your mark, ready, set, let's go. CBG Mobile, USSD, Young Co. *924#. Phone code the go. Smartphone no, young phone no. Ever fire money transfer. For your water bill, for your light bill. Factor credit. *924#. You deserve it. Let's go. Get DJ with it. *924#. Get DJ with it. *924#.
CBG is empowering you to get Digi with CBG Mobile. Simply dial *924# and get Digi with it.
CBG, we stand with you. I love football. Football can be a dirty game, on or off the pitch. Even when I'm trying to score at a party, stains find a way of tracking me down. But I don't worry at all, because I have Cleansoft. Use new Cleansoft 360 Deep Clean, a unique formula with active ingredients and enzymes that gets rid of all stubborn stains and leaves your clothes smelling wonderful.
Cleansoft, my favorite.
Cleansoft 360 Deep Clean, clean all.
Pepsodent Nature Essentials, charcoal, and lemon essence restores natural white teeth
herbal extract for strong teeth and healthy gums, antibacterial toothpaste that protects you and your family, because every smile matters.
Hey, Charlie, what number? The malaria really knocked you down, eh?
Hey, Charlie, no joke. Fever, headache, vomiting, loss of appetite. I couldn't even eat my usual fufu.
You and your fufu. But I hope you got tested before the malaria treatment.
Yes, I did. And thanks to Malatu, I kicked out malaria one time.
When malaria strikes, take Malatu, containing artemether and lumefantrine. Comes in tablets and suspension for effective treatment of malaria.
Great to have you back.
Thank you. No problem.
Malatu is suitable for adults and children. Manufactured and distributed by KMA'S Limited. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Schedule Roma to me.
Tonton master, ebe ye juma na mo. Kwese o madahati. Roma insecticide spray ada Roma. Interfere, Entatia, make it ha. No way. Shemikuno. Tonton bako crown panel. And also a pussy. Roma insecticide spray and mosquito coil. And out there we a show. Roma and
Roma and Tonton Master.
Brought to you by MTN, Roma Insecticide Spray and Coil, Universal Merchant Bank,
Lufat.
Welcome back. Business tonight. The Tema Refinery store has described as a breach of agreement the decision by the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, to disconnect them from the national grid. Head of Public Relations at TOR, Dr. Kingsley Ntwibosiako, indicates the interim management committee of the Tema Refinery had earlier in November engaged the management of the ECG and agreed on a 500,000 Ghana cedis a month starting in November 2021. That's how much TOR is going to be paying ECG as the debts owed them for electricity use. TOR is indebted to the ECG to a tune of 27 million Ghana cedis. With a November amount of 500,000 paid, the refinery says it is thus taking aback on the sudden disconnection of its power by ECG. That also leads up to questions being raised by some energy experts as to when exactly the turnaround plan of the Tema Refinery will be made known so as to see it get back on track to refining crude. But MTN Ghana has presented 8 Toyota Hiace vans to distributors across the country. The gesture forms part of recognizing their contribution in the company's 25 years of operation.
The companies are Cementro Links, iZone, Ember Links, Ashell, Natwa Telecommunication Systems, eCash Business and Communication Limited, Nanatel Limited and Bisvel Communications. CEO of Nanatel Limited, Nathan Lee Winans Anobi, on behalf of the distributors, thanked MTN Ghana for the support.
As much as we believe that MTN has a lot of partners who have made this possible, we think that we have played quite a significant role in the journey of MTN. This is coming to add to the logistics that are required to be able to deliver those services. And so we believe that with this van, we're able to stretch out our reach even more and better.
Chief Sales and Distribution Officer MTN Ghana, Shaibu Haruna, indicated that the gesture is intended to boost the partnership between both parties.
It was a token of our appreciation for the good work that they've done for our business over the years. So this is more saying thank you. We believe that we have a partnership that will take us to becoming the biggest and valuable platform in Ghana and across Africa.
MTN Ghana is bent on accelerating growth and digitalization in accordance with the company's Ambition 2025.
Well, Pizza Man, Chicken Man, a fully owned Ghanaian eatery, has opened 4 new branches in Accra. This brings to 10 its number of branches across the country in less than 2 years of operation.
Pizza Man, Chicken Man already has 6 branches located in Ahujo, KNUST campus, Sofo Line, Swami Macro, Airport Roundabout, and Dakojom, all in Ashanti region. Its 4 new branches, opened with support from Quick Angels Financial Services, are located at Dansuman Exhibition Roundabout, Spinters Road, East Legon, and Awoshi.
Those in Kumasi will attest to the fact that Pizza Man, Chicken Man is one of the best restaurants that they can really trust in terms of tasty and affordable meals. So the people of Accra should also expect something better, and Ghana should expect something. In fact, we are going to give the best. We want to redefine how food is being presented to Ghanaians, because it seems that almost all the fast food industries we have are not owned by Ghanaians, and I believe that we Ghanaians can also do better.
The general manager of Quick Angels, Emmanuel Lamte, explained why the company keeps supporting businesses.
As angel investors, our objective is not to invest in one particular line of business. We invest from whatever industry. The most important thing is that bring that brilliant, smart idea. The idea should be a money-making venture. And once we see that potential, come on, Quick Angels is ready to support you from beginning to the end.
Quick Angels with businesses in Tanzania, Uganda, Kenya, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, and Liberia, and support startups, businesses, and entrepreneurs with equity funding.
That's some good stuff there, but that's it for the business news this evening. There's more business news on 3news.com. Stay with us. We will be back shortly with some sports news.
In a world where you can be anything, who will you become? When you can go anywhere and never be alone, how far will you go? When your voice can reach every ear in the world, who will you inspire? When your money can travel faster and further, who will it reach? When you can tell a story in every language, which one will you tell? When you don't need permission to turn your dreams into reality, you go for it. Whatever it is, wherever it is, go. And when you think you've reached your limit, we'll keep you going. Let's go.
UMB was established in 1972 as the premier bank for the corporate and private sector in Ghana. From our very beginning, as the only Ghanaian bank serving all categories of businesses, we set a standard for excellence and innovation over the past 45 years. We've built a financially healthy and strong bank, demonstrated our commitment to our customers and to growing businesses, and exhibited originality and innovation at every turn. At UMB, our focus is built around people, service, products and technology. These are the key to our present success and our future triumphs. At UMB, we're poised to make a difference not only with our customers, but also in the banking industry. We invite you to share in our future. Our future starts now with you.
The show was a jar of bar and a dim.
The groom is sick.
What?
Malaria.
Malaria. Lufat. Lufat.
In Jija, woman malaria and kawan to them. Lufat, a malaria drop a cope.
And now you may kiss the bride.
Entrance Pharmaceuticals and Research Center. And I Lufat. Lufat, a 2 malaria sententem.
FDA, I sa e de nkratoi ajatum sa eye.
your game with Visa. Pay with Visa and win a 2-night staycation for 2 at a luxury hotel. AFCON is proudly brought to you by Visa.
I'm hosting the family get-together because I make the best potato salad.
I've got DSTV. Choose joy. Choose an HD decoder plus 1 month DSTV access for only 169 Ghana cedis and enjoy every moment with DSTV.
When you wake up in the morning before you start your day, breakfast time is Kellogg's time. For work and for play, for a great start to your day, breakfast time is Kellogg's time.
We always start our day with a nourishing Kellogg's breakfast, powered with the goodness of grains and 11 essential vitamins and minerals. So in our family, breakfast time is Kellogg's time.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Brought to you by
Cal Kids Toothpaste, Consolidated Bank Ghana, CBG.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to the sports segment here on News 360 with me, Juliet Bewa. Now, KGO Under-17 Interclub Champions League began on Monday with the opening ceremony graced by GFA President, that is Keto Kreko, at the Medina Astroturf. And as an exclusive product of the GFA Vice Chairman of the Juvenile Committee, Samuel Enimado, says the tournament is to ignite a spark in the dormant court soccer in the country.
FA's plan to strengthen the game at grassroots level is top of the agenda. Ghana football has been in a degree of crisis, clearly recognizing the problem in developing world-class footballers. Executive Council member Samuel Enimado has outlined how important youth football and this product are to the current football administration.
This one is the Interclub Champions League. Now there will be the regional where all the regional champions will also bring their regional teams. The regions will bring their regional teams because they've selected players in the league, like those who qualified in the region, how they played. So they've been selecting players there. So they will have a team that will represent the region. So apart from after the Champions League, which is the interclubs, there's the one for the region will also follow.
It's been years since youth football lost its attention and relevance. In order to achieve the desired success of producing quality youth players, there needs to be a help to further improve the nation's facility stock, according to Enimado.
We hope they will help us put up a juvenile center where there will be the facilities like the hostel facilities and the pitch, and then when the kids come they can, and then plan to have a U15 national teams, standing national team for boys and girls. They can be using those facilities when the teams are formed so that we can develop quality, because this is where we need to invest in. And like I keep saying, juvenile football is the bedrock of Ghana football.
12 under-17 clubs drawn from across the country have assembled in Accra to compete for the honors, with a final set for the 21st of December 2021.
Now, the National Sports Authority has announced a temporarily close down of the Accra Sports Stadium starting from Monday, December 13th to Sunday, December 26, 2021. A statement signed by Professor Peter Chumesi, Director General of the NSA, said the stadium is closed for football action and is going to be affecting the Ghana Premier League. Remember, the statement said the closure is to enable the NSA to have ample and also uninterrupted time for the planned maintenance works at the stadium. Remember, this means Accra Hearts of Oak, Legon City's Great Olympics may not use the stadium for GPL matches. Now, the Confederation of African Football say rumors of moving next month's African Cup of Nations to another venue over fears of COVID-19 are untrue. The suggestions, a recent discovery of the Omicron variant in the country may force a host country change, but CAF says no such decision has been reached and that Cameroon are still in pole position to host the Games. So a bit of update in the UEFA Champions League, and that match involving PSG and also Club Brugge. That match ended 4-1 in favor of PSG, and what it means is Lionel Messi scored a brace in that match, and Messi overtaking Pele there for the most career goals scored with 758 goals. And also shocking results coming in. Leipzig beating Manchester City by 2-1. Some other games that will be starting at 8 p.m. AC Milan facing Liverpool, and also Porto coming up against Atletico Madrid. Dortmund versus Besiktas and Ajax, who have already qualified to the round of 16. They'll be facing Sporting there. And Real Madrid against Inter Milan at home, and Shakhtar Donetsk and also Sheriff. So that's all for sports here on News 360 with me, Juliet Bewa. Good evening.
Water gives life. Water is life. Enjoy the pure, refreshing taste of Awake purified drinking water, which comes in a uniquely designed bottle with a lemon green tap. Water is your perfect way to stay hydrated. And remember, for every bottle you buy, an amount will be donated to the National Cardiothoracic Center, Ghana. Awake purified drinking water. One for life. For bulk purchase, contact 0262 351 251.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Welcome once again to Malaria 360. Our attention is on how to stay away from malaria when pregnant. Number 1. As soon as you realize you're pregnant, visit an antenatal care clinic early and regularly. Number 2. Adopt the habit of sleeping under an insecticide-treated net. Number 3. Eat sufficient meals full of the right nutrients. Number 4. Sulfadoxine pyrimethamine, SP, is safe for both the pregnant woman and the unborn child. Ensure that you take all your doses of SP at the advice of your healthcare worker for a malaria-free pregnancy. If you have to visit the health facility, adhere to all the COVID-19 safety protocols in place. COVID-19 is real, and so is malaria. Zero malaria starts with me and you.
Smiles are one of our most precious gifts. The problem is 1 in 2 people suffer from cavities. That's why hundreds of dentists like myself work together with Pepsodent to teach families in Ghana to brush day and night. Remember, your smile is the most important reason to brush day and night. Pepsodent, because every smile matters.
Day by Day existing lotion, cream, soap and more. Day by Day has 4 fragrance range.
Bronya is coming. Who is your Santa? Bronya is coming. Where is your Santa? Your friends are getting money. You are so broke. Ekoso for the phone. Ekoso for the phone. For the phone. Your friends are getting data. Don't you wait.
This festive season,
season with the Vodafone Air Hustle promo. Claim your share of 2 million Ghana cedis worth of prizes in cash, airtime, and data whenever you recharge. Earn red coins after every top up and dial *533# or go to my Vodafone app to redeem your reward. No draws, no sign up. Oh, be a winner. Terms and conditions apply.
Entertainment news segment is brought to you by Vodafone, Awake Purified Drinking Water.
Tonight in this segment, an Accra Circuit Court 4 has adjourned musicians Shatta Wale and Medical's case to January 25, 2022. The three accomplices of the dancehall star were also included. Chief Prosecutor Inspector Dennis Detmete told the court on December 7 that one more suspect, Shatta Wale's sister, is being pursued. The sister of the popular musician is said to have reported the incident of the alleged fake gunshot attack to the East Legon police. The court asked counsel for the accused persons to produce the said suspect to aid investigations. Counsel for the accused persons, Jerry Avenodo, prayed the court to adjourn the matter to the last weekend in January, arguing that his client will be leading a lot of programs during December. Coming up, international news.
A 33-year-old former Saudi royal guard was traveling under his own name and was placed in judicial detention. Khashoggi, a prominent critic of the government in Riyadh, was murdered at the Saudi consulate in Istanbul in October 2028. U.S. President Joe Biden has held talks by video link with Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin amid tensions on Ukraine's eastern frontier. Russia has moved almost 100,000 troops to the border with Ukraine, but Moscow insists it has no intention of attacking Ukraine. It wants guarantees Ukraine will not join NATO, but Western powers say Kiev's sovereignty should be respected. Biden and Putin last met in person in Switzerland in June, but made little progress other than to agree to send the ambassadors back and begin a dialogue on nuclear arms control.
Well, so let's go on to 3news.com. So you know some of the stories that are trending on 3news.com. You have in there the budget. Parliament adopts finance minister's modification, but you know the minority stands on this one. Also, minority makes second attempt to quash budget. Minority can support e-levy. Haruna Idriso is here telling government about that. You find out on 3news.com. Also, Ghana is broke. Government needs to increase revenue, hence e-levy. Joe Jackson is the one talking about this one. NAGRA distances itself from All Teachers Alliance over the deductions on the laptop issue. ECG packs out of Kroboland is also what's captured here. It's a story that has been trending for quite a while now. They are to operate from the Volta region as a result of the consistent attacks on the staff in that area, as concerns have been raised about that as well. But what we do know now is that the ECG has restored power to the Tema Oil refinery. You further as well, Ghana, and then you have all these stories and more on 3news.com. There's sports, there's business, there's entertainment, there's some social stories as well. And you can also listen to all the Media General platforms, radio platforms on 3news.com as well. So make some time and visit 3news.com. As always, join me and the rest of the team tomorrow morning on 3FM 92.7 from 5:55 a.m. to 10 a.m. I am Alfred Okansi.
And I am Portia Gaba. Remember, our documentary Wealth for Health premieres tonight at 9:30. Good evening.